Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be doing a floral painting tutorial, and this will be a one subject type of painting, meaning I will only be doing one flower, focusing more on the details of the flower. I've done several painting tutorials similar to this, so check out other painting tutorials in the description box below. I'll be linking in the description box below the painting tutorial link to those painting tutorials. It will be a playlist, all right, so that you will have an easier access to those videos. So today I'll be painting a pinkish hibiscus flower, my favorite flower. And for the colors that I'll be using for today's painting tutorial, we have here, okay, excuse all the other dried acrylics on my palette because I seldom remove the the dried acrylics from the palette because I want to enjoy removing the dried acrylics from the palette. It's quite satisfying. I kind of like it thick layers of acrylics. So here are the colors that we'll be using for today's painting tutorial. We have titanium white, red, lemon yellow, orange, and black. We'll be getting some green colors, but that will be later because the background color will be black, but I'll be doing the background color later, meaning the last part of this painting tutorial. I'll do first the subject and then the background, and we'll add some leaves to the flower later when the background is already done. So I'm gonna sketch first the subject, and for the sketch part, I'm just gonna use I think I'll use I can use black. Since the background color is black, it will simply blend with the background colors later. So I'm gonna use a small brush just to sketch first the subject. I'm gonna get my black and I'm gonna sketch my subject. I always freehand sketch my subjects, so I just want to practice proportioning it by eyeballing everything. As you can see here, I'm really just eyeballing everything. That's why you can see some corrections happening. All right, like that. Okay. All right. Okay. That's basically the shape of it. And then the background again is black. So let's now underpaint first the flower before we do the, that stem. Is that the pollen? Where the pollens are connected to the stem. It's so hard. I don't know what to call that part of the hibiscus flower. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. And I'll be showing you that part of the flower later and it will make sense. So I'm gonna underpaint first the flower. I'm gonna get my white and then my black to get some gray color. It should be a little light gray, like this color. It should not be too gray. And then I'm just gonna start underpainting it. Okay, just continue painting it with gray. Just remember the sketch line, separating one petal from the others. And as I go with my sketch, I will make some adjustments. As you can see here, I'm trying to adjust the size of the petal, making it quite bigger. Since I am eyeballing everything, I'm trying to adjust everything as I go as well. I'm not strictly following my sketch. The sketch is only a guide for me with respect to the shape of the subject that I'm doing. But I am not limited, or I'm not prevented from adjusting my painting if I see it necessary. Okay, I'm gonna wet my brush. Again, as you can see here, as I do the underpainting for the petals, I'm already deleting the sketch lines that I just did. Alright. Okay, just one more petal. Alright, almost done. Okay. All right, and as I told you guys during the intro of the video, we'll be doing black. We'll be doing a black, or we'll be, you know, guys, it's been a while since the last time I did my last tutorial, so it's kind of hard for me to really speak again. Okay, as I was saying, we'll be using black for the background color. That's it. That's what I was meaning to say. All right, so I'm gonna get my black. I'm just waiting for the paint to dry, so while waiting, I'm just gonna get my black and paint the background color so that we maximize our time. I can definitely use a bigger brush, so wider brush, so that I get things done quite quicker. So I think I'm gonna change my brush, at least for the background. Or maybe not. Let me see. I'm almost done anyway. Right. I need more black. Actually, if you have your black canvas, you can already use that so that you don't spend time doing the background color just like what I'm doing here. You can do that. You can use your black canvas. Only that the reason why I'm doing this is because I don't have a black canvas at the moment. All I have are canvas paper and stretch canvases that are plain white. All right, for the small details, I'm just gonna switch brush. Just gonna use a smaller brush for more tight spaces. All right, now that we have our background color, let's go back to the petals. After underpainting it, let's go and do some highlighting and detailing. So I'm gonna get my red color. Okay, it mixes with the white. Sorry about that. Again, I'm gonna get my red color. I'm gonna add tiny bit of black so that it becomes a little darker. So maybe this kind of red, maybe add more red, just to show you how I darken my red. And I'm gonna use this to color the middle section of this flower. Okay, I'm gonna use my fingers to apply the colors. Like that. Okay. Now I'm gonna get, okay, my red. This time I'm gonna add tiny bit of white to make it quite pinkish. I'm gonna use my water. Let's do some detailing. As you can see here, I'll be using a lot of water. Okay, and I'm doing that to make the paint look more natural. That. Okay, I'm applying some red, just plain red. Alright, like that. Okay. I'm gonna allow that first to dry. Again, let's go back to the dark red that we already had earlier. Like that. Okay, now I'm gonna get my red again, but I'm gonna add more black. This will serve as some separating lines between petals. That. Okay. I'm excited. I'm gonna get again my dark red, meaning combination of red and black. And I'm just gonna go for darker colors right here, towards the center of the flower. Okay, I'm gonna get my black and I'm gonna separate this area like that. Here's I'm gonna wash my brush out or get a cleaner brush. Okay, you can get a cleaner brush. I'm gonna dab onto my white, just pure white. Let's start making highlights. So you see that we already separated the petals from each other, but by using this white, I'm just gonna thin out those sketch lines because we don't want any thick thick or so visible sketch lines. So using white, I'm gonna highlight this flower. Okay. Okay, and this part as well, just use your white. Here it is. And here, some pink details on the petals. All right, wash your brush out. Again, just use white, pure white. like that. So my canvas paper is actually absorbing the paint. So even if I started painting it with bright white, the white becomes dull as it dries. So I'm just redoing some highlighting. I'm just using white. Alright, now I'm gonna get my gray. Let's go back to doing some gray color. I'm gonna get my black and white. Just do some gray color. This time it should be darker than the first gray that we had earlier during the underpainting. Alright, maybe a little more dark. Okay, maybe this dark. And I'm just gonna darken this part of this petal. I will remove the hard lines by using my hands like that. Right, and using the same gray color, I'm gonna color this part. Alright, like that. Okay. Now I'm gonna get my red. I'm gonna mix it with tiny bit of orange. Okay, maybe more red. Maybe this color. And maybe yellow as well. Okay. And I'm gonna use this to create that, you know, when the flower, that part of the flower that holds the petals together. Okay, I'm gonna get more red. I don't know what to call it, but if you know, let me know in the comment section below. So that is the part of the flower that is being seen. All right, like that. Okay. We will go back to the petals later. Let us just allow the paint to dry. Now I'm gonna get my green. Okay, I'm gonna get, so get your green, guys. Get your, I'm using Sap Green. Okay, using your Sap Green, I'm just gonna mix it with yellow. Okay, and I'm gonna create some leaves, but this is more of just an added touch to the painting. Does not, just add some suggestion that this is a hibiscus flower, and that it is not just petals, it also has leaves. Now I'm gonna get my pure green mixed with black. that. Also here, down here. These are mere suggestions. Okay, I'm gonna get my yellow. Alright, like that. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this already. We're creating some dimension, but definitely this is not yet done at this moment. We'll be adding more details later. Let's just allow the paint to dry as I told you guys. So now let's do that, that part of that flower. So I'm gonna get my gray. Alright, so I'm gonna dab onto my white and add a little bit of black to create some gray. Okay, maybe I'm gonna add a tiny bit of red just to already match it with the petals. So I'm gonna use this gray to sketch first that part of the flower. Maybe up to here. Right, like that. Okay. All right, like that. That long. All right, that's the underpainting for that. It's not the actual color. Okay, I'm gonna use a smaller brush. Okay. I'm gonna get my black. I'm just gonna thinly apply an outline just to separate it from the rest of the petals. We don't want it to be just floating on the canvas. It should have some sort of dimension. All right. All right, like that. Okay, wash your brush out. And now that we've already defined the outline for that part of the flower, I'm gonna get my red. Get your red, orange. So it should be like this, but more red. And maybe tiny bit of white, just to make it more pinkish. Okay, I'm gonna color now this part of the flower. Okay, I'm gonna get my red. That. Okay, I'm gonna get my white. Right, like that. I'm trying to blend as well the colors. Going up like that. Okay, now I'm gonna get my white. Okay. Let's do some detailing right here. So randomly make some lines to create the stems for the pollens. Some lines will be thicker, some lines will be thinner or smaller. Just randomly do this. All right, like that. Okay, wash your brush out. Now dab onto your gray. Okay, and okay, just make some gray and do the same thing. All right, like that. Gonna get my yellow. Okay, get your yellow and then your orange mixture that we already had earlier. And let's create the pollens now. They're just dots anyway, so don't stress so much. Remember to randomly apply these dots. Don't make any particular pattern because the pollens are quite random. We're painting nature, so it should not be in a particular pattern. All right, like that. This is good. Okay. And then using the same yellow, I'm gonna add white to that. Let's go up. Let's finish that part of the pollen stem. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm just gonna make a continuation like that. I'm adding 4 pollen stems right there. I'm calling them pollen stems. For sure I am incorrect, but you know what I mean. Now I'm gonna get my orange. Okay, orange, and then tiny bit of black. Just to mute the colors, I'm gonna add a little bit of yellow, and I'm gonna draw or sketch first 4 dots, maybe 5. All right, like that. Okay, now I'm gonna use bright yellow. I'm gonna get my yellow and then add white. Now we're going to make some highlights on the pollen. So just dab on this brighter yellow colors randomly. Don't paint over everything. Just paint over certain areas, making sure that it still looks natural. Like that. Okay, I'm going to highlight as well this area. All right, like that. Okay, I'm gonna wash my brush out. Now let's go back to the petals. I'm gonna get my white, pure white. I'm just gonna apply more highlights on the petals. I need more white. Okay, I'm gonna highlight this part of the petal. Okay. I'm going to make the edges of the petals quite uneven. Okay, again, let's highlight this part. The edges of the petals, just highlight it with white. Alright. Here as well. I'm dry brushing up here so that I add some highlights without overdoing the highlights. Just dry brushing. I'm scattering the white paint by dry brushing. Making some more adjustments right here. Okay, some dry brushing going on there. Okay, more white. Okay, now I'm gonna add. All right, this is good. Okay, I'm gonna lighten my gray color by just adding white. And I'm gonna use that light gray color to highlight this lower part of the leaf, or the petal, I mean. Subtle highlight right there. All right, like that. It's very subtle. Okay. Now I'm gonna get, again, the pinky color that we had earlier. I'm gonna add white so that it becomes more transparent pink. I'm gonna use that to highlight this part of the flower. So we're also doing light play, if you notice already. I'm gonna get my dark red. Like that. Okay, now I'm gonna get again my white, and using this pure white, I'm gonna highlight even more the pollens. Again, don't overdo this step. Just highlight certain pollens. Don't highlight everything. I'm gonna add some shadows in this area. So let's add some shadows. Let's use some dark gray. I'm gonna get my black, mix it with white. So this dark gray, and then I'm gonna use that to create a little bit of a shadow. And also here. Just a little suggestion of shadow. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna add some gray color right here to make it look more dimensional. Also here. I'm gonna get my pinky color. So I'm just gonna get my red. More pinky color right here. Like that. Making it look more natural. And also here, I'm just redoing the, remember earlier we did some pink colors? So I'm just redoing them, trying to make some more details by using the same color that we already had. Okay, I'm gonna get my black. Okay, I'm just gonna define even more the separation line. Like that. Like that. Okay, let me check. Oh, it's nice. It's nice, right? It's very nice. Okay, I'm gonna darken the pollens down here because I feel like they're too bright. We want some contrast when it comes to, I'm just gonna apply some dark colors to make it more light. I mean dark, because it's not really receiving enough light compared to the pollens up here. I really hope I'm making sense. You know what I'm saying? Meaning the light is only reaching this portion of the pollen part. This one or this part is not really receiving good amount of light to be super highlighted. I know that you get what I mean. So I'm gonna darken as well the pollen part, right, like that, just like that. Okay, using black, I have a very tiny amount of black on my paint, like that. It's quite watery as well. I'm just gonna use that to darken this petal right here, the back petal. Because just like some other parts of the flower, it's not really receiving too much light. Like that. Okay. I'm just darkening this area. Okay, now I'm using black just to clean the painting. Meaning we're trying to remove some areas that, or some paintings, or some paints that went outside our sketch line. So I call it cleaning the painting. Okay, now I need more white. I just want to highlight even more some areas of the painting. Using white, I'm gonna highlight this part of the flower. Like that. Did you see what I did there? Oops, the red is mixing, but it's okay. Let me check. Oh my gosh, so good. I'm gonna lighten this shadowy part. I'm just gonna get my watered down white, and I'm just gonna remove the harshness of the color. It's too gray. It should be just light gray. Just like that. And I'm gonna gray as well the edges of some flowers. Very subtle detailing. Like that. Just gray the edges. Okay. My canvas paper is really absorbing the colors. So I keep on going back to highlighting it, the painting. Like that. white. Okay, more pinky colors. Oops, sorry. All right, let me check. Wow, this is so nice. Right, guys? So I'm gonna get for the finishing touches, okay? I'm just gonna get my white, but I'm gonna water down my white. Okay. And we're just gonna glaze over some areas. We don't want any harsh lines appearing on the canvas or on the painting. All right. Oh, I love this one. I love this one. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna get my white and pink. I mean white and red. Just to highlight this part. Just like that. Very subtle, but for me it makes a lot of difference. And I think I'm good to signing it, right? What do you think? So I'm just gonna use a little bit of yellow to the leaf, to the leaf. We only have like 1 or 2 leaves here, and the other one is just a mere suggestion. It's not even a leaf, but somehow it adds some details that would not have been present if we did not do this. Okay. And we're good. This is so good. Okay, let me just correct this area. It's quite weird. I'm just gonna correct that one. All right, like that. That little fold of the petal. All right. Okay, and I think I should sign this now. Right? This is so good. Oh my gosh. It's been a while since the last time I did something like this. But I think I'm gonna add a little bit of pinky colors right here. It's looking so weird. Okay. Just add a little bit of pinky colors. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. Right? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna sign this now because this is so good. I'm so happy about this painting. And maybe before I sign, just one more thing. I'm just gonna highlight this part of the leaf or the petal. I just keep obsessing over the painting. And for the signature, I'm just gonna use my white since everything is quite dark in the background. So I'm just gonna use my white and sign the painting. Alright, and we're done. We're done, guys! So I'm just so happy about this one because it's been a while since the last time I did a flower painting tutorial. So I hope you enjoyed this one and I hope you paint along with me. If you like this video, like this and subscribe on my YouTube channel, and maybe comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this painting. What do you want me to paint next? See you in my next video.